little bit of salt in my water. My water. Because I am a superconductor for the divine. An Elohe. A messenger. A messenger. Do not confuse me for the Elohim. I said Elohe is my name. Today's reading is going to be shit hit the fan. And we're going to do something a little different. Instead of me going in and tapping in with the cards right away, I'm just going to straight channel from my spirit box because I feel like my ancestors have a lot to say. So we're going to get to it. Spirit of the Most High, bring us the messages that we need today to give us and guide us throughout the day. And on our journey, help us see the light upon our way. I don't know when it's over, don't know live with it. Alright, let's get to it. So we have the letter B, the amethyst. Some of you are being called to use your third eye or psychic abilities, your channeling and mediumship abilities. If you don't know, now you know, chances are you may have an affinity or drawn towards that. You're being called to develop those things. Or the very least, just use your discernment. Somebody is very special, magical being here. So you could be my spiritual people, hence why the amethyst is here. You could be somebody with class and likes to be dapper. Somebody that likes certain things, or maybe even things from like the 1920s, 1930s, 1940s, those sort of eras where you had to be a little bit more socially dressed in a sense. Somebody's watching. How did shit hit the fan? Flowers, October, thoughtful. Doors opening. Why do I feel like some of you guys had to go through some stuff that finally you're moving away from things that no longer serve you? Finally giving yourself flowers, but maybe at the time you're kind of iffy back and forth. For some of you, and only take the messages that resonate for you, because again, these are general for everybody that's going to end up watching this. Getting back to my train of thought here. Spirit, get me back. You could have gone through situations, cycles that had to end, that now are coming back full circle. And in a few months, those cycles are about to complete that are going to lead to doors opening. You're going to be able to receive your flowers because people see you as somebody that's thoughtful, somebody that's caring. You're finally going to be able to reach that freedom after shit hit the fan. Spirit is going to lift you. You're going to be able to see signs from the divine, and you're being guided again to use that discernment. Follow that. Butterflies might be something that is important to you, or a sign or symbol that shows up. Even moths, small birds, hummingbirds for some of you. It's going to be magnificent. You're going to see and open up your eyes to the magnificence of the universe and the mother tongue in which all of spirit communicates with. Start to feel good. Yep, you're going to start to feel good as those doors begin to open. Harmony. Say yes to change. Stupid. Some of you need to quit that bad narrative that isn't yours per se. Because you're a shooting star, honey. Putting in the work. The divine sees it and sees that you're also grieving. You're closing out those cycles because you're starting to respect yourself. You're starting to see the light of day. You're going to see those sun rays cracking through the window, if not peering through your shades. The very least, you will be able to see the light in any situation. You're going to start to feel more creative. You're going to have spiritual protection. You're going to be able to do it all, or people see you as the do-it-all person. Bring me. Somebody wants to come along with you, or you're going to get a lot of invitations coming up with maybe these doors openings as well. But watch out for temptations as well. massive changes are on their way. We need those massive changes for those doors to open. And 2, this is going to talk about partnerships, stabilities, dualities, things that require balance, as well as perhaps even unions, spiritual unions, or coming into contact with soul family, soul tribe, as well as maybe even someone new with these doors opening. But don't let the things from the past hold you back from making the changes that are necessary. Even if things in the past seemed stupid in some way, it's time to let go of those things. And don't be afraid to say yes to the change, because if you never allow the change to come in, how can you ever expect a different outcome? That's just pure madness. And I don't know about being mad, but it's pretty dang tiresome, and I would not want to wish that on anyone. So let's get to it. Now I'm going to move these out of the way, and we're going to go in with the tarot and see what's up. Some of you guys are going to be really focused on getting your money. That's what I'm hearing right now. But I also feel like some of you are needing that warm connection. Yep, you're closing out cycles. Do not resist closing out cycles. The 10 of Swords reverse is like you're letting go of those mental burdens finally, and you're closing them out. But you need to let go of resisting these changes. And with the Tower, it is emphasized as well. If you're not going through the rocky points, you will be. Just a little forewarning, brace yourself, because I'm just going to rip off this band-aid, because you need to know the truth. And the truth, no matter what it is, sometimes we need it. It's one of those pills that you got to swallow in order to get better. So, again, like I said, just take what resonates for you. Don't make the shoe fit if it's not for you, okay? Anyways, changes are happening, and probably very rapidly. You may be feeling unbalanced when it comes to like mentals. You may be going around in cycles where you're kind of like shit, excuse my language, but shit hit the fan. And there's a need for rest. Lots of rest, because chances are you're overworked, you're stressed, and you're also burnt out. And if you don't rest, take it as a warning. The universe is going to force you to rest. You don't want that. Okay? You're moving towards this 4 of Wands, which is stability, structure, partnerships, solid partnerships that are finalized in contract with this world changing. Well, I said the world. It's the Wheel of Fortune, but since I said the world, it might as well have come out here as well, because the Wheel of Fortune, it's also cycles. If you're down on your luck, changes are about to happen where you're going to start going back up on your luck. The other thing about this 4 of Wands can also talk about marriage partnerships and that type of stuff, the family home structure as well. There's a need for balance and kind of tempering yourself in the situation, because although logically or even things may certainly be out of your control in the time being, but you're being asked to keep your cool as a cucumber through the entire process, because at the end of it, you still have this positive change that's coming in, regardless if it seems very, very troublesome with, quarrels and battles and issues around you. Could be even legal battles for some of you. But there's a new strategy, getting ready to start a new journey and closing out the old journeys as well. Yep, after a period of being very tired and, wounded for a long time and having healed, the 9 of Wands is the sign of this, the wounded warrior. Somebody that has carried all those burdens and they're just about to get to the very end. And you're being advised, though it is heavy And the crown is heavy. Not anyone can bear the burden on their brow. So again, and it's so funny that it came out that way, because the 9 of Wands, this little kitty's bandaged up, and it's like it's on his brow almost, but he's still hanging on, ready to, you know, defend if he must. Let's see. Some of you, I feel like you're in your masculine energy, because usually I wouldn't refer to like that energy as a he, but I did. So you must be on defense. Okay. Slow your roll. So there is a need. Okay, I need to leave that there. Okay. So some of you could be thinking about moving towards a certain partnership or certain, you know, outcome when it comes to this 2 of Cups, especially because it landed right on top of the 4 of Wands, which is a marriage card, you know, which is, even if it's like a marriage of partnerships, contracts, etc., 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 it's stabilities and structures, as well as the home structure, etc. And with the 2 of Cups right underneath it, it is an equal partnership of sorts. And on top of the 3 of Wands, it's like wanting to set out on the journey after having sat and strategized for a moment prior with the 2 of Wands. But this is just over that. You're like, I'm ready to go now. Ready to change things, but you need to stay cool, calm, and collected, as balanced as you can. Don't let others, you know, splash around your water. You keep yourself balanced, even if there is, you know, issues around you and bickering and, you know, gossip, etc., etc., for some of you that are dealing with this. And watch out for people that are just, you know, keeping their eyes just to see what they can say, you know, nosy people. But as well, you need to be observant. You're starting to move away from, you know, crying over spilled milk, you know, looking at things in a different perspective, in a sense where, you know, you may have lost something. Put it this way, you lost the battle, but you're gonna win the goddamn war. Some losses are worth taking in order to make a big shift occur. And that's something that in the charms was talking about, those massive changes. Say yes to the changes. It's time for you to get out of holding back your passions, as well with the Ace of Wands. It's time for you to hold that truth that you have and you carry as the King of Swords, you know, in reverse. Somebody who's kind of like not standing in their truth and not chasing after their passions. When they clearly, deeply desire to create such a change, you have the ability to create that change. It's when are you going to get up and stop resisting the change to do it? Yep, you're being asked to take some time to reflect. What are you going to do? Are you going to choose destruction, or do you want to be able to use this time to transform your life into this, into this, into this, into this, and move away from this? Move away from having to feel such burdens. Yeah, you're refusing to move. You need to move if you want to see changes. For some of you, that might be a move, like moving homes, or just making a plan of action to actually start executing your plans. And then with this card, to me, it's just a backup of the High Priestess. You're not following your intuition because it came out reversed. So some of you guys are really disrespecting yourself because you are really not, let me put it this way, quit sabotaging your success, because you're being a little punk nugget and you don't want to step into your Empress energy. You don't have the strength. So you need to start getting the strength and getting everything together to close out the cycles. You got 10, 10, 10. There you go. And with the wheel, it's not that complicated. You make it more complicated when you take on more than is necessary. You need to be able to come back into your collective self and be able to draw the line with certain boundaries, as well as hold your truth in both your masculine and feminine, because you need to balance. Yep, you're still resisting. You're resisting those cycles changes, those cycle endings. And until you do accept, and until you do finally choose to make a different move, change the variables around, reformulate your plan and re-strategize here, because you got to get moving. You're going to keep getting the same outcome. And you're going to have, you're not going to be able to be at peace until you actually make those changes. Is there any other messages, Spirit? Yep, you're holding yourself in that bondage. Some of you really need that spiritual protection. Some of you need to really, really cleanse yourself, at the start of your day and at the end of your day, before you, rest and all that stuff, because you're holding on to certain narratives that aren't yours. Not only that, you're allowing yourself to victimize yourself as well too. So it's kind of like you're giving others the ability over you to mishandle you, and you can't say nothing because you kind of also did it yourself. You see how self-sabotage works? Yep, exactly. And there's an unwillingness to actually move. You need to stand up for yourself. Because if you don't, your money's always going to be falling out of your pocket. Your money isn't going to be right until you get right with yourself. Yep, it's a judgment. You're trying to go against your better judgment. You need to start moving towards this. Start following the things and following your heart, following your intuition, and start moving. Start moving. Some of you guys, I feel like you guys, I don't know, I feel like Spirit is like, tell these kids if they don't hurry it up, I'm gonna whoop their ass because they're taking too goddamn long, or they're gonna get left behind. I don't think none of you guys want to get left behind, because it won't be pretty. Yup, that's the truth. That is the truth. Is there anything you want to say, Spirit? How can they change things as shit has hit the fan? This is going to be like a little quick, I guess, tap into the next reading, which is how can you turn it around? So let's see. Ooh, okay. Yup, here's the world again. You gotta stop refusing to move forward because you're not allowing yourself to succeed. You're basically assing yourself out of your happiness. Okay? So you need to come to a journey's end with something that you've completed already. You need to let it go already. Your positive actions are going to trump the negative ones, because the cycle is already starting to speed up. Like I said, Spirit is saying it's time to get it going. You need to hit the ground running. The journey has been long and tiresome here. You had enough. You dealt with so many losses, and now you got to turn around and get these last 2 cups here. Salvage what you got and get to it, because once you have that courage to step into your light, and this is for my spiritual people, because I feel like you get that nudge, but you kind of keep like, I don't know, second guessing yourself. Quit that shit. Stop doubting yourself. Understood? Okay, now back to this. you're going to be able to radiate your courage over evil. At one point, you're going to get to the point where you're going to be so unbothered, anybody else is not going to be able to rock with your peace, because they're not going to be able to tap that. Okay? Your peace is going to overcome. Peace and goodness will arrive. You just got to stop resisting. These things are happening for you, not to you. Allow the universe to get rid of all the other smack that isn't working for you. Because, like, why do you want to hold on to the things from the past that no longer serve you? And it's just like you're hanging on to a bag of trash that you know you got to throw out, but you're like procrastinating to throw it out. Guess what? After a while of you procrastinating so much, that shit gonna stink. That bag gonna stink. And I don't think anybody's gonna want to be around somebody that ain't throw that trash bag out and they're just carrying that trash around. Yeah. You gotta start looking at yourself for what you are, and that's a star. You're a freaking leader. Now start acting like one. Start acting like the goddamn leader you are. You need that balance. Start getting yourself in balance. Find your peace. Stop resisting changes. Because with this being in reverse, you're resisting the natural law of nature, which is change is inevitable. Yeah. If you don't, you're going to be forced to rest. You're going to be forced to go within and find your child's self and give them a rest, because you need to stop sabotaging yourself. Exactly. You haven't stepped towards going into that journey. Some of you need to start that spiritual journey. You need to have that dark night of the soul, and you gotta stop running away from that so that you can just get through it. Do what the buffalo does. Instead of running from the storm, run into it, and then reap the rewards of everything the storm has cultured through the land after its passing. That's how you turn a loss into a win anytime. Don't be like the cows that run in the opposite directions, and they run forever and ever and ever and get stuck in the storm, exhausted and tired. And then, guess what? You're kind of screwed. Because you're exhausted, you're tired, you're overworked, you're burnt out, and you're weathered down. God damn. That's not life. Life is meant to be you chilling, not killing yourself, So, yeah, that's a very important message for some of you. So, I'm going to get to the next one, which is going to be, how can we turn this situation around? All right, this is Madam V. Until the next one.